All right, I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is that it doesn't matter how much money you make if you never learn to manage it wisely. But the good news is, if you're feeling stretched financially, there are a lot of creative ways for you to earn extra income. So today, we're going to talk about 7 side hustles that you can earn an extra $1,000 per month. Now, before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you're in the loop with all this money stuff, and share this episode with a friend who may love it. All right, my favorite part of my job is we get to celebrate and learn from real people when they meet their financial goals and they start to build wealth. So on the Ramsey show, we get calls all the time from people that are just starting out to people where we get to celebrate that they are debt-free, which is a huge accomplishment financially. Very hard to do. So many of you have done it, which I love. But also, you get to hear from people when they talk about cutting expenses, earning extra income, and just reaching all these goals of an emergency fund and investing, right? There's so much with our money. And in order to reach some of those goals, people have to work really hard and sometimes get a side hustle. But what we've realized is the more creative the side hustle, the more money there is to be made. Now, there are skeptics out there that always will kind of throw shade at the part-time job. They're like, does it actually make a difference? Well, my team went in and we pulled the Ramsey Baby Steps Facebook page to see what they are doing in real time when it comes to earning extra income to find some of that margin that is much needed. So at the end of this list, I'm going to rank the top 3 side hustles that I would personally choose, but also stay tuned because I want to hear from you in the comments. So comment below your favorite side hustle. All right, the first side hustle, which was so creative and makes some great money, is officiating volleyball. So this person was saying that they referee 2 to 3 games per week, and they make anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a month. Incredible. Number 2, someone wrote in that they're a part-time professor. So teaching 2 nights a week in a prison education program, and they make about $18,000 a year doing this. And again, so creative, right? I'm like, and I love the idea that they're going into prisons and helping educate. I mean, it's fantastic. Now that probably will take some extra education to do that. But again, if you have that extra education and you are credible to do it, it's a great way to earn some money. Number 3 is the grocery store. So this person works evening and weekend shifts, around 4-hour shifts, and they make anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000 a year. So that's right about $1,000 a month. Love it. Number 4 is selling propagated plants. So you can actually cut off starter plant stems and then sell them, right? So if you have a big plant, you can kind of cut it off and then someone can replant that. And this person is making a couple $100 a week by doing this, which is incredible. I mean, I know for me personally, Winston and I have been off and on when it comes to gardening, but the times that we've done it and we've done herbs, I love having fresh herbs. And if we don't have it, literally, I will text like our neighborhood and be like, hey, does anyone have some fresh herbs? Is there basil? Because I don't want to buy it on like the plastic, all the plastic stuff in the grocery store. I'm like, people grow this stuff. So it's incredible. And people do this even with sourdough to get a starter. You can take some of your sourdough starter and share it with other people, right? So it's getting things going while your stuff is still living, but you make some extra money. All right, before I share the rest of these side hustles, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Delete Me. Want to know something that will absolutely blow your mind? Well, 1/3 of the US population's background info is now public. So for 115 million of us, our info is just out there for anyone to find. And this is stuff like our names, our addresses, phone numbers, and even some personal details that you'd be surprised by. And this is why I love Delete Me, because they will find and remove your information from hundreds of data broker websites that will buy, sell, and trade your personal data. So take control of your online privacy with Delete Me. Individual Delete Me plans start as low as $9 a month. So sign up today at joindeleteme.com/Rachel for 20% off, or you can click the link in the description. All right, number 5 is cleaning pools. So you can make some good money doing this. And this person was saying that they'll do this even at the end of a season when people want a clean pool as they're going into winter. And this person is making around $150 to $250 per pool. Love it. Number 6, car detailing. So you can clean 3 to 5 cars, on a weekend morning, and you can make around $250 per week plus tips. So I love this one because I know a couple of people that do this, and you can make some great money. Yes, you kind of have to invest in some of the equipment, right? If you need like a vacuum and that kind of thing. But once you do that and start it off all day, every day, it's so great. Number 7 is a craft show. I wish I could do this. I'm so not crafty, but people that really can make incredible, art and jewelry and needlepoint, like all this kind of stuff. It's incredible, what your talent, if you are creative in that, how much you can make. And this person makes around $500 per show and they do 2 a month, $1,000 right there. All right. As promised, I'm going to reveal the 3 that I would try because I think that you would make the most money out of all of these. Okay. I'm going to go with car detailing. I mean, I just think about I'd put headphones on, get a podcast on, audiobook, and you just go to town. And it's just and I like seeing, when it's not great, dirty, nasty, to clean. It's like mowing a lawn. We're I see my progress. So I would do that one. I love the idea of coaching a sport, and especially if you have kids doing the sport too, right? You can kind of correspond. Actually, I wonder if that's allowed. If you can ref your kid's game, you probably can't do that. But the idea is that you're part of the community, you know what's going on, the schedules, all of it. I like that. And third, I would do the plants. I would do an herb garden big enough and sell herbs. That's totally what I would do because I love that. And I know people want that. And I would sell it. I like it. That's what Rachel would do. All right. So like I said, earning money means nothing if you're not intentional with it. And that's the problem I think that we see is yes, you can make more and more and more money, even with these side hustles. But if you don't have a plan for where this extra money is going, it's going to just disappear because you'll end up spending it. So I want you to learn how to do this the right way, how to plan for your money. And you're going to need 2 things to do this. Number 1, I want you to download EveryDollar. There's a free budgeting app. It's incredible. I'll put a link down in the show notes. But create your first budget. So if you are doing these extra side hustles, that this money isn't just going to waste. It's very purposeful. You know where it's going. And then number 2, check out my episode right here on creating your first budget in 5 simple steps. And if you're listening on podcast, you can click the link in the description. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.